Okay. Happy New Year 2022. You can enter this program through YouTube, or you can use the Facebook. Please give us thumbs up to support us. And we're welcoming the year of the tiger. And tiger will generate power for us. And you can see the blessed tiger is welcoming the spring, that cartoon. This is New Year, and we wish everyone the best. The Great Love TV station has many new movies for everyone to see. Watching movies on Sundays. This is the longest departure by a Japanese director. Here are the clips for you to see. Your sister is enjoying herself in overseas. It's time to go back. Don't leave. This is about a mother working very hard for her family. The father is feeling that all the things are far away. You don't worry too much about gaining something or losing something. And this guy is trying to introduce two people together. This is about when her father lost his memory, those 7 years, what the family went through. Doesn't matter, memory will lose, but the love will not be forgotten. Here is the wife is telling her husband to watch the Tokyo Olympic together. This long goodbye is going to be shown this Sunday on Great Love TV. It's a wonderful movie to watch. Thanks to Brother Yao Wenlu for introducing these wonderful movies. If you watched it and you like it, please share with others and say, wonderful job, Great Love TV. Long time ago, we used to chase the movies and movie stars. Now, you can chase movies and movie stars at the Great Love TV station. Please watch the Great Love Daai drama together. And please pass this wonderful message to others. In order for more people to appreciate these wonderful movies. Yeah, and we have different programs at different times. It has something for everyone to watch. We also learn about histories, paintings, arts, and the old Chinese history. On January 16th, we're seeing the long goodbye, and so don't forget to watch them. And they are very touching, and your tears will come out. And thanks to Brother Yao, Wenlu for bringing these to us. And thanks to everyone for supporting these programs. Look at the screen, you can see we have 4 different languages every week. We want to thank the interpretation team for making this possible. The Chinese program is now not only broadcast on YouTube, but also in person at Kaohsiung, Jingsi Hall. And our book club is a technological book club. And please take out your cell phone and pass the message on to your friends and families in order for everyone to enjoy this together. Please tell us where you are and give us some feedback and support. We love to be with you because you have positive energy. Pass the Dharma lineage and recruit talents. Let us study online together. Let's say hi. Pass on Dharma lineage and recruit talents. Let us study online together. Good day, everyone. We have multiple languages together. We started the different language interpretation on April 25th, 2020, with Master's suggestion. Now we have all these languages, Arabic, Cantonese, etc. We also want to invite anyone who's interested in helping interpretation or written translation to join us. We have 113 volunteers with the oral interpretation and 153 translating 15 languages for the written translation. And these are the new participants in the translation team from Australia, I mean. Hello, thank you. This is Sister Zhang from Taichung. She's doing the written interpretation, written translation. There's a sister from Japan doing the Japanese translation. Sister Zhang Qingyun. She also brought her son to join the team. And these new participants are the Spanish translation team. So let's welcome them and thank them. We welcome anyone who's interested to join the written and the oral translation team. Master says, I feel that through this karma and affinities, everyone get practice to talk, to practice, to write, to familiarize with Dharma and things in Tzu Chi. You don't need to be excellent to start, but you have to start in order to be excellent. And as long as we go step by step, we will move forward. These are the English interpretation team members today. And we also have these 5 Japanese interpretation team members. Thanks to the Japanese interpretation team, now we also have 7 Cantonese interpreters. Let's applaud to all the interpreters for English, Japanese, and Cantonese. Like sisters Guo and Huang, they do English, Cantonese, and Malay. And we have 8 Malay interpreters for today. They are all here. Let's thank them. We thank all these interpreters at different parts of the world to make this happen. These are the feedback from the interpretation team after the meeting with Master. Sister Wang from Malaysia joined this team through Sister Huang Xiaoqing. Quite a few interpreters, they didn't learn Chinese when they were young. That's why it's a task, a difficult task for them to translate Chinese to English. They don't recognize the Chinese characters. After 1 year of interpretation, now they can understand. Yeah, we are really touched that they are so devoted. Well, now they can all read the Chinese characters. Because of this, the new volunteers are inspired by these dedicated interpreters and joined the Malaysia team. With more participants, they can encourage one another and improve together. It's just like the Sutra of Infinite Meaning says, from 1 to infinity. Sister Wang felt that just after joining this for 2 months, she has realized the power of just do it. Now, the interpretation translation team has 33 members. Don't underestimate ourselves. We do have powers when we work together. That's why Master says, if we work as a group, then we can last forever. But if we work on individual, then we can only stand for a short time. Here you will see Principal Liu from the Tzu University will join us on January 19th. Remember, Tzu University participated in the invention of the testing agent for the COVID. Now I want to introduce to everyone the Spanish written translation team. There are 9 people together. The first 5 are from Argentina and Dominica, and also Sister Zheng from Las Vegas, and Sister Zanada, and Brother Yohamo, and Sister Zhang from Kaohsiung. We're very grateful for all these Spanish translation team members. Now you can see the French written translation team. There are 4 volunteers, and Sylvia, written interpreters from Italy, Switzerland. Thanks to you all. Now we have 3 German written translation volunteers from Kaohsiung and from Austria. Within 1 month, we increased from 148 interpreters to 153. The greatest attraction among people is not your face, your wealth, or your talent, but the warmth and comfort and harmony you brought to people. Now I'd like to share with you the 116 comments we received last week. This page is all about the Kaohsiung team comments, compliments. And these are compliments for the speakers last week. The CEO of South Africa, Brother Huang. No matter where Tzu Chi volunteers go, their compassion can bring love to people. And this page is about the guided reading group, Sister Hualien, who led the study of Master's footprints. This whole page is praises about Vice Director for Daai Tzu Chi Hospital, Dr. Chen Jingcheng. Their excellent mastering of the medical techniques saved a lot of lives. Another page of praises of Dr. Chen. And this page is about Sister Hong, who's the director for the editing department in Tzu Chi Foundation. And we thank her department's hard work to compile Tzu Chi's history together and led us to learn about the Tzu Chi history. These are praises about Dr. Hong Dian. We also want to thank comments from the US, from Canada, from Malaysia, and thanks to volunteers who compile these encouragement together. And these are praises from other countries and areas. From South Africa, from Laos, and from Thailand, and from Japan, and more supports from China and Taiwan. And these are feedbacks in English. Irene says, "Good morning, Happy New Year to all. May year 2022 bring peace to everyone." More English feedback. I'm so amazed with Dr. Chen medical expertise and his great compassion in treating all his patients. As I translate in Malay, I can feel his sincerity and passion in his profession. That's from Sister Cole, Effie. Dr. Chen is so patient to all his patients. So no matter what language you feel comfortable with, please give us some support and feedback. These are cartoon records of our speakers last week. The sister drew cartoons to highlight the speakers and their key messages. So she made all the speakers very lively. And this compiler in Malaysia also compiled comments and feedback into very nice format. I love to be with you because you have positive energy. Now we're going to go to the call out for the immediate blessing from
Our first speaker today is going to be from Singapore. He is actually one of our translators as well, not on the team for this week, but from the team in Singapore. So today we'll be hearing his stories about the different activities of promoting vegetarianism that are happening in Singapore.
Oh, sorry.
今年2022年的时候呢，我们即将让大家更去认识。担任讲师，针对不同主题轮番讲课，经验传承。行菩萨道，就要苦集拔疑，把苦难众生的苦拔除掉，还要复为说法，给他们复为，然后还要让他们懂得正确。
So here in the video, you'll actually see Brother Andrew Lim, our speaker today. Sharing in a talk. Sharing about the Dharma of Shijing and Buddhism. He is involved not only in our oral translations, he also works on the written translations and is also heavily involved in his local community, including being the leader of one of their community groups, also referred to as Heqi in Shijing. Right here, you'll see a sign language performance of one of the Buddhist sutras. There he is in the video. Here they're sharing about his story of how in Shijing he has learned a lot in his own life, how it's important to let go of many things, and also to really make the most value of our time here on earth and of our lives. So let's welcome Brother Andrew Lim to stage. Handing it off to Brother Andrew Lim. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to Sister Mei Yun. To my Tzu Chi family all around the world, good day to all of you. I'm very grateful and happy to be able to share today and have this opportunity and to represent our Shijing volunteers in Singapore. And thank you to Sister Mayun for your invitation. I always feel your very positive energy. What I want to share about today is how in Singapore right now, we're really unleashing our creativity to promote a plant-based diet amongst the community. We really believe that it will that in promoting plant-based diets, we can help to mitigate the circumstances that right now we're seeing with the pandemic and to help us overcome it. So looking at the slide here, Singapore is actually kind of like a little island country. In terms of geographical area, there's not a lot of landmass there. And the population is not humongous, but the missions and the responsibilities of the Shijing volunteers there are humongous. What we really hope to do amongst all of our volunteers is to find all sorts of different ways to promote plant-based diets, whether you're young or more elderly, more experienced, and whatever your different skill levels may be. We hope to have everyone actively participate together amongst all the Shijing volunteers. So amongst the different methods that we utilize, these include, for example, delivering vegetarian meals, cooking vegetarian meals and creating videos out of there, delivering online lectures and seminars, going into the community and interacting with others to share about the benefits of a plant-based diet, hosting cooking competitions, and also sharing social media posts about the benefits of plant-based diets. The Brother Lin right now is further elaborating on each of these points. I'll go on and add a few details as well. Right now he's speaking about going into the community and how it's very important to use our sincerity to interact with others, to help them understand too some of the benefits that they can have from these plant-based diets. We also have these cooking competitions, including with our younger volunteers. It's a fun activity where folks all get to engage virtually. From home, they can cook a meal, stream it on video, and then have a competition out of that. And right now, amidst the pandemic, where a lot of our lives are virtual, social media platforms, including, for example, Twitter, give us a lot of opportunities to share as well. So in the past 1 to 2 years or so of the pandemic, where we've been restricted in our lives in many ways, we have nevertheless held and hosted about 17 different kinds of activities. Now, why are we doing so many different things, so many different activities? It's not for ourselves. It's absolutely for the lives of others. Not just for human lives, but for lives of animals as well. We know that in order to produce meat and other animal products, this really just means that we have to slaughter countless animals every single day. And so it's very, very important for us to put our heads, our minds, our thoughts together to find different ways to help to reduce the suffering amongst other animal lives by promoting this plant-based diet. And to do that, it really is important for us to be courageous in our actions and to stand up. So promoting a plant-based diet is really like lighting a candle. So every one of us in ourselves can be a candle. And so the first thing we have to do is light up ourselves. And only then, when we ourselves are lit up, and we then help others to be lit up as well. And so part of this enlightening, if you will, is helping others to understand what's really going on behind the scenes, right? For the meat that you see on the table, for the animal-based products that you're seeing, what is happening to these animals? What is the suffering that they have to go through to let that happen? So we really hope that through our action, through all of these promotional activities, we can really bring light into the community in this form. So as we talk about plant-based diets, of course, this is all about eating and our diets. So we thought about using a series of online or broadcasted videos to promote plant-based diets in different ways. And something that we talk about is that not only do we want to eat cleanly in terms of plant-based diets being a more clean diet than, for example, animal-based products, but we also want to make sure that we don't leave any waste with our foods. And so for these different video series that we're talking about, what we really say is that we want to use our stomachs to transform Singapore into a society that really is a heavy adopter of plant-based diets. But have you also thought that another very, very important vehicle and method for us to promote these plant-based diets is to use our own faces? Because every single one of us in our faces as individuals, we all have very unique affinities. Now, of course, unless you're maybe, for example, twins, then you may have a similar face with someone else. But in general, as a unique individual, when other folks see us and see our faces, there is meaning to that. You may be their friend, you may be their family, whatever relationship it may be. That means something to them. And therefore, in your relationships and affinities with others, you really have the opportunity to share with them as well why it's so important to begin adopting plant-based diets. So in this pandemic, we've seen that it is so easy for the virus, the coronavirus, to transfer from one individual to another, to infect another individual very, very easily from transmission between contact. Now, in a similar way, that's a very, very negative aspect, but in a similar way, on the positive side, we also have the ability to influence others in positive ways. For example, through promotion of healthier healthier diets that are also more friendly for the planet. So how is it that we use our face? So the way that we talk about this, for example, we would ask our volunteers, are you willing to lend your face? And in doing so, you can save so many thousands of lives.
OK， 好，那我们通过种种方式哦，
And so again, something that is so important in all of this is to not be shy, to stand up and to lend your voice to share with others. So we use, again, many, many different methods. We have many different video series, including with kids, including with medical professionals, and with just regular volunteers. Many, many different series focusing on different aspects of plant-based diets. So in total, we've had actually more than 100 of these live stream series, or not series, 100 of these live streams, and involving approximately 200 or so people, ranging in ages from just kids as young as I believe 7 to even our more experienced volunteers through their 70s. So here's a video of some of the examples of their activities, including you'll see here that this volunteer is wearing a t-shirt promoting plant-based diets. And these t-shirts, for example, it's not only a reminder to yourself, but also something that shares the same message with others. So animals are friends, not food, is one message. And then the other message is that my love is also for animals, and I do not want to hurt them. And then there are even QR codes that folks can scan to find more information. So we really hope that in wearing these t-shirts and with these massive QR codes, it is an opportunity to share with others. In just a single thought, we have the opportunity to exercise our most complete and full love. So in closing, everything that we're doing is not just about ourselves and adopting plant-based diets, but more importantly, we want to share this with others. And that is our biggest motivation. And so to give of ourselves is to give our time. Time is our greatest strength. So in Shijing, in these past few years, you have often heard that it right now is not only important to share about plant-based diets and to adopt plant-based diets, it is absolutely critical. It's something that we must do in this time, and especially amidst all the circumstances that we're facing in the world right now. And Singapore has shown a myriad of different ways that they have done this as an inspiration to us all. So once again, let's thank Brother Andrew Lim for his sharing. So again, inviting everyone to share your thoughts and comments with us. For example, we have volunteers, for example, from New Taipei City, sharing about the positive energy in the session. Various other volunteers sharing as well. Our listener from Thailand is sharing that Sister Mei Yun should wear warmer clothes because it's very cold right now. And then Sister Mei Yun is sharing that she's actually wearing a thermal clothes, so she's actually feeling very warm right now. Another volunteer has shared that I believe they had watched one of the series that was talked about earlier. And then Sister Aizu, who translated just a moment ago, saying she looks forward to today's program. And then another volunteer from Northern California, I believe sharing that she may have been in Kaohsiung right now. And then volunteers from Malaysia as well. And then volunteers from Beijing. And then a volunteer from Chongqing in China. Including volunteers from a recycling station in Chongqing. Okay, so Sister Mayun right now is inviting everyone who is live at the book study right now to wave to everyone around the world, including the volunteers who've just shared through the comments. And we even have volunteers from Germany who are currently in Taipei. And Sister Mayun says, hey, can we get connected? We have German language translations that we want to do as well. And then volunteers from Canada as well. And then another volunteer sharing that right now they're listening in from Daai in Taiwan. And another volunteer actually helped us write one of those poetic summaries of the different sessions in the book study. And we even have a volunteer from Laos. And let's say hi to that volunteer. He's someone who's so humble. He's a businessman who has really set out huge aspirations for himself. So thank you so much to everyone. So let's go back to our slides. So a lot of the times we talk about collecting not only monetary donations, but really collecting the love of others. And one of the activities we've been doing in our book club is collecting what we're calling heart lotuses in the form of monetary donations. And at this moment, I believe we've collected about 39,000, nearly 40,000 of such lotuses, where each lotus represents about 10,000 new Taiwan dollars. So thank you to everyone who has supported and contributed in any way. So sharing another product right here, one of the Jingsi products. So for example, you'll see on screen these herbal drops and other similar ones as well that can protect our own health. And actually today we have one of our hospital directors here as well. So thank you for being here to the hospital director, and we'll talk more about him later as well. So what they just read together is talking about that product and encouraging folks to take it every day and sharing a little bit about its different benefits as well. So on screen there, we could see a few different programs that are going to be on the Daai channel. So please feel free to tune in, including movies, including, I believe, talks from certain speakers, etc. So on screen here, we can see actually two written sharings by some of our volunteers. One of the volunteers shared how on December 27th, volunteers had an opportunity to share with Dharma Master Zheng Yan and she felt that, man, the prior sharing with Dharma Master Zhongying was only in about October or so, and within a little more than a month, we could see that our translation services had expanded so dramatically even from then, including adding, for example, written translations. And another volunteer also shared for that about that same sharing, how she felt that she herself was very touched and felt that it was as if we were bringing light into the world.
Lin Xinrong 院长这样一本书的作家很不容易，对不对？因为没有那么多的故事可以讲。可是你看300字、500字就。
So I also invite anyone of our listeners to share your thoughts and reflections with us in a written format, just like you're seeing on screen here, and we're happy to, of course, format it into this format that you're seeing as well, and share with others. Okay, so on to our next section.
Welcome, Sister Lin Jihui, Sister Jihui. Hi, everyone. I'm Jihui. This is a review on the 2021 spring volume of Master's Footprint. As the day goes, we come closer to our end, like a fish in a dwindling pond. What joy do we have? So please seize the time, every second, and every minute. Always remind ourselves to be cautious in the words and seed, so that there's no deviation in the direction of our life. Master said, time goes so fast, so we are getting old. All disciples want Master to abide in the world, only that we extend Master's mission and walking the direction of the Master, that our Master's wisdom life can abide in the world forever. In the pandemic of the past 2 years, we have this great education. We need to stop and watch and listen. We don't have time to read. So now, since in the pandemic, we have a lot of time to read. And we can listen to more about the teachings, to watch the all living type of the world, so we can benefit others. Master says 3 praises to Shijing people. First one is about people, we actually verify that everyone has the Buddha nature. And the second praise is about everyone supporting our mission. And the third praise is also a lament about the law of nature cannot be revised. We are so lucky that Master always calls us Bodhisattva. This is a blessing and also an encouragement. That's the Master's teaching. Bodhisattva is translated as a person with enlightened love. One who has love and is seeking enlightenment. Although we are not yet enlightened, we have love in the world. Ordinary means with love ought to learn from the Buddha. So we must walk the Bodhisattva path. I call you newly awakened Bodhisattvas. However, we are all newly awakened Bodhisattvas, including you and me. It would be true one day after much effort. I often say, Bodhisattva, we are learning about the Bodhisattva path. We need to practice the way of Bodhisattva. The Bodhisattva way is calling us to learn the 6 parameters. We need to learn these 6 parameters so we can deliver ourselves and others. This is being a person with enlightened love. Thank you, Master's teaching. Actually, Shijing world is a training ground for all of us. So we must learn to be the living Bodhisattva in this world. The blue uniform is called blue sky and white clouds. The qibao has the gleaming value of life. It honors every Shiji volunteers who wear the uniform. Let's look at the story of Sister Azhen. This small stool is my feet. Without the small stool, I cannot walk. How come she can clean the house so neatly? I was afraid that people looking at me and I will cry. But if you don't move forward in the life, how can you know where's the clue of time will learn to you? If I can reach, then I will do it myself. She can always clean the house so spotlessly. She's good in everything. I have to hold my left hand high. Is it beautiful? Yes, it's beautiful. Even it's a short length qibao does not reduce its solemnity. I'm so happy to wear this qibao, so joyful. Yes, to wear the blue qibao, we need to practice the to master gentle and endure content. So, everyone, if we can give selflessly, then we can become a living Bodhisattva. The couple Gu Yinrong and Sister Shi, how can they make their money to donate so much? Since 1980s, I worked so hard. People say, why you are so stupid? You can save your own money. But I told my wife, we are trying to donate to be the member of the honorary board. 30 years ago, all the vegetable that they pull, it takes their hard effort and sweat. Initially, for 120 kilograms, only $2. And for 2 of us, we drank two pieces can only make $4. But we are determined to donate the money to become the honorary board member. We are only doing labor. It's not like the businessman can make a lot of money. So they use their action to donate $2 million. It touched so many people to join their team to do good. Even though they are not rich, but they continue to give and make their hearts feel at ease. So we can see from them, we can learn from them that people don't necessarily to have leave wealth behind, but to leave virtue behind, to be a moral character model. Sister Alban's book is about every moment is good. If our mind is simple and close to clear of the afflictions, then we can earnestly plant the good seed of Bodhisattva and meet in our future life. Finally, I'll give you this aphorism. Willing to take on is an affirmation of ourselves. Be grateful for the opportunity to give. You will feel happiness and achieve the value of your life. I wish everyone will live gratefully every day in the new year and achieve the value of our lives. Thank you, Sister Jihui. Every time Sister Jihui is also making such a good PowerPoint. She has been doing this job with me for 11 years. And she is getting better and better. She is also a member of the contact of the mail donor. This is how she practiced always. Say you don't need to be very good to begin, but you have to begin to be very good.
就跟我们讲说，新加坡的慈济事业步步踏实，慈济志工勇猛精进，特别是用心培养、陪伴、传承年轻人，鼓励他们发挥多元创意，勇于承担。推述的方式更是我们学习的典范，非常感谢志伟师兄的一个分享。你看他从加拿大
Sister from Canada share her feeling.
人家温暖嘛，所以赶快在你的脸书或者是任何一个我们的平台，赶快上线留言，好不好？让我们
About Brother Lin in Singapore.
的家人哈。那我们的泰国词管也说，新加坡的推述很有创意，用吃播一起来翻转。
It's a positive response, so I hope all of you can give us good response.
温馨加倍，他是在隔离。
Please write down your origin of your country.
推述用力出力。就是出时间，时间是最大的力量，所以真的很好。
Sister Shijing is also sharing her gratitude.
马来西亚，他也觉得这样子的一个
Sister from Hualien
非常好。好，那李正任他也
say yes, time is our treasures tour to do everything.
现在
From Malaysia.
在检疫旅馆
Sister Sharon say, Singapore has a lot of creativities.
南比尔是在加拿大，他也是觉得这样的创意，所以我们其实透过这个平台可以
Sister from
激励更多一个做法哈。
Oh, from the hotel of the pandemic prevention hotel.
来加强推述哈。沈阳的秀华，谢谢你，你问候大家了。
They are all very
发心带动来点赞哈，明显也
touched by the creativity of Singapore.
非常感恩明显哦，一路芬芳一路长虹，继续哈，我们都一直有在守。
Yeah, it's our effort to promote the vegetarian food.
辽国，谢谢知音，谢谢。好，那非常感恩知音是。
Sister Mission also praised Brother Lin in Singapore.
就是医疗的2个个案，付出无所求哈，非常感
恩。
好，贵州的姚淑仪，你
in Laos,
请你们继续留言哈，也许我没有办法第一时间。
As our overseas Chinese also sharing
姐的分享真是如沐春风，感恩。
about 2 cases there, and he was very touched.
很多的好姻缘哈，那我们。
So everyone, please keep giving us feedback. And Sister Joey prays about Sister Jihui, about her guiding the study book guiding. Thank you. Now we will look at the resume summary from United States. And we have one new member from Mainland. We can see from their resume summary that's to see how many people in last week's sharing. This is Sister Ann Lee about the brother CEO of South Africa. And then this is about Dr. Chen in our Darling Hospital, how he shared his cases. And Sister Hong about our Dharma sharing. And this is Dr. Hong on the food types that beneficial our health. This is the first time that Sister write about the resume summary. Wish you can do it again. Besides the Chinese, the US team also need to write the English, actually. So that's read it together.
多年病苦悉消除，发挥良能苦转乐，是缘由追寻红净缘，见苦知福做贵人，微光引导回家路，舍得运命会。We
are repeating all the summaries that we just read a few minutes ago.
运动30分，健康活力，一群生呀，一群生，一并爱的鼓励给我们所有的顺口溜团队，爱的鼓励，贝贝来。顺口溜团队，你们好棒！好，非常的感恩哈，顺口溜团队他们要很用心的听完，并且重点。
So let's give applause for all this team of this rhythmic summaries. Thank you. You are so good.
所以2022我们推出上半年、下半年各有一位金色的师傅。
The team to write down all the summary is very, very not easy at all.
因为只要您跟着云端，常常有志工早会的时候呢，师傅其实都会来回馈。那这
Next, we are going to invite our masters from the above.
而我们的美编是惠瑜，他们都是高雄的文编跟美编。我们的文编团队有跨区跨国15位，美编团队跨区跨国有9位。
This is Liang translating for you.
您身旁有没有哪些是文编或是美编？
Thank you, Brother Andrew.
加入这样的一个团队哦。好，那大家看一下这个有没有觉得，哎
？Next, we will have the Dharma Master Dechen to share her journey with us.
就做出了，其实有两页哈，所以他这慈济慧命一生无量，去讲到线上读书会广传法这样的一个帮我们重点摘录。
You see a lot of this poster or
这个部分呢，就是每次随着导师行脚到各地的时候
postcard like flyers, and this actually is kind of summary of Master Chen Yan's teachings.
帮我们做成这样精致的图卡，然后去结合这样美美的一个画面。我每一次看到这个都这样读一遍后，然后就觉得赏心。
Yeah, you know who wrote this every day? It was the Master Dechen. Yeah, sometimes we are just too busy to follow up with Master's daily teaching. And then this would be a good way to make up the the time to know what Master had shared with us.
花莲慈院里面也要需要很多人的祝福，所以这时候师父就把这样的祝福带到，我们来看一下哈。
准备了将近4000份小礼物，要送给
Yeah, what is this?
线上讲说，这是时时刻刻
This is in Hualien.
病毒和平共处，是那么不容易。
感恩所有的医护。
好，所以温暖送爱的时候，师父会出现。
in Hualien City Hospital.
你看看，师父又到哪里去了嘞？好，师父到这个画面，这个画面。
They prepare 4,000 the abode. They prepare 4,000 gifts to the staff, the 4,000 staff in the City Hospital.
所以我们可以看到了，就是我们的执行长，还有熊父，包括了中间就是我们的陈师傅。那在这个部分呢，还有我们的林俊龙执行长哈。
So what is this? This is in Jordan.
这样的时代，科技的接轨。
Why is Master Dechen there?
慈悲喜舍的精神去救拔这些苦难。那我相信约旦的慈济应该不只是24年，它应该会长长久久。慈济在
好，这就是我们约旦24年的这样的一个周年连线的部分哈。那我们真的非常感恩，就是师父呢，真的也不是，就是不是只有在台湾。
There are so many people suffering in Jordan.
可是因为疫情的关系，师父其实在这一段时间是更加忙碌哦。为什么更加忙碌？
That's their Jordan's 24th anniversary. So they have a remote session connecting with volunteer in Jordan.
一个时间，比如说，其实这个是一个很大的一个慈济论坛，跟女性慈善力这个部分的一个论坛。那师父也是
during the COVID pandemic, actually our masters are even more busier.
永续的一个议题的一个发生哈，所以会有来自呢世界各地
用这样的心，每天用心的观察。
This is a forum about female power, women power.
在永续这件
We
事。
see the
那今天呢，
women power in all corners of the world.
因为师父要讲的是他跟导师之间的
So we need to
所以呢
observe
非常的期待，让我们一起说，我喜欢和你在
things happening around the
因
world.
为你有正能量。好，师父，感恩。
This time, Master Dechen will be share something different. It is about herself.
师父很好，现在要您的简报哦。是。
好，那我把简报分享。
Let's welcome her.
我们真的很，当我看到简报的时候啊，我就觉得说，哇，今天好精彩，可以听到好多我们不听过的故事哈。那每一次我们在跟师父们饮水的时候，也会非常期待啊，这师父跟上人之间的姻缘，为什么他们
Okay, here's my PPT.
哎，您的简报还没有到全荧幕哦，是
有出来吗
？100分，感恩您。
We're so lucky to hear your story.
你第一页，嘿，
好，等一下，
没关系哦。所以其实
好，
对，100分了，感恩师父，请。
Okay, now, yeah, it's in full screen now.
全球的家人们，大家好，非常感恩今天有这样的殊胜因缘来跟大家分享师徒之情。
Oh, this is the first page. Yeah.
光
Master and I.
前面准备的影像就已经非常感动哦。那一直听闻高雄线上
around the world.
这么用心的
This is a very precious experience for me to share between Master and I.
跟大家分享。那过程当中又有了多国的语言。所以当每次团队回到了上人身旁，在做分享的时候
I have heard a lot about the Kaohsiung Online Study Group.
也是非常感恩有这样殊胜的因缘。
You have so much praise from so many people
线上读书会的时候，觉得也是一份
as well as our master.
责任。 借由这样子一个平台，可以把在跟随导师修行的过程当中，将自己的心得来跟大家分享。那所以当团队这样子的要求
Shijing people, when they were invited to talk, they feel so honored.
可是我觉得修行的路上就是抱持着一份感恩的心，所以这样子一个全球性的平台，所以也借这样因缘来跟大家分享。
When I was invited, I was kind of afraid that I may not do a good job.
这几天因为也在水师的过程当中，那上人的行程又一直没有办法定下来，也很担心今天早上线上读书会到底可以亲自去到高雄。
You may wonder why I talk about Master and I.
能够上线。
We've been following Master around Taiwan.
上人的行程是在洞中的。
I was afraid that I may not be able to prepare well because we are so busy accompanying Master around Taiwan.
分享师徒之情，整个大的一个过程当中，其实还是要抱持了一份非常非常忏悔跟感恩的心哈。上人导师一直跟我们讲说，忏悔及清净。
Yeah, gladly that I was still able to join at this time.
有这样的修行的路，其实最前面要跟大家开头讲的故事就是失信就会自我障碍啊。那很多人也许会觉得有这样的因缘。跟随着上人，可是当碰到逆境的时候
So it's with a lot of gratitude and repentance that I want to share with you my journey. And the first story that I want to share with you is that I actually went back on my words. It was because of greed, which delayed my Tzu Chi journey for 2.5 years.
也因为这样子一念心的一个贪，就错失了很好的因缘。那记得当时应该是
in 1990s
在慈善基金会的建立之后，只是为了建院能够更顺利。
Actually, my house, our home actually is very close to the Jingsi above.
特别助理。那当时我高中毕业之后去到了台北。读了的就学的过程当中，学的是会计统计。那也因为在北部的生活是
So at that time, 1990s, my family saw an accounting opening in Hualien Shijing Hospital, asking me if I would be interested. I then went for the interview. And some of you may know that I was majoring in accounting in college. I stayed in Taipei after graduation and doing international trading and accounting. Very busy, a lot of pressure. So my parents was kind of worried, and so that when they see the opening, they ask me. Yeah. And so I went for the interview, and maybe due to the finance in my major and enough experience in big corporation, I was given the position quickly and a month for the transition.
来到花莲这样子，那当时应征完就马上回到了台北，可是
I was so lucky.
的时候，就说有这样一个工作机会，想说能够为这样的一个慈善团体来多付出一点的话，应该是生命上会特别不同。可是
So after Shannon saw my resume, actually, she liked it, and then she given me the opportunity, and also give me a month to do the transition before I start the job in Hualien Shijing Hospital. However, my boss in Taipei counter-offered me with even better pay. And due to greed, actually, I went back on my words with the master. So this delayed my Ciji journey by 2.5 years, and I feel sorry. I repent that I went back on my words with Master Chen Yan.
就带了父母去到了美国的 Denver 去找大哥，在过程当中因缘也是蛮殊胜的，竟然在那个地方遭遇了佛法。那时候刚好是南投的联谊市的藏公长老，大家在台湾可能会比较清楚。那
So when I was less busy during the 2.5 years, I accompanied my parents to Denver, Colorado in United States to visit my eldest brother. We were so lucky to meet two grandmasters from Taiwan and Hong Kong. They were invited there to hold Dharma assemblies.
很殊胜的因缘是。 当天晚上，那参公长老还特别
So they are very well respected masters.
互动，那当时他就轻轻的问说：“如果你们有因缘想要跟随出家的话，可以举手来表达这样子。”那
So they taught a few important methods for cultivation.
那个因缘是有点殊胜的，就。
And one evening, one grandmaster gave a talk at my eldest brother's house for a group of the Buddhist followers. The grandmaster told us that left home life is wonderful. Anyone interested? Though not knowing much about Buddhism, my mind was planted a seed.
个儿小小的哈，但是我自己都是觉得我就是不想输给任何人，那也想挑战很多的东西，所以因为这样子无论在工作上啊，在各方面啊
looking back, I feel like I was a lost son, as described in one of the sutra, that I'm a lost son, having a lost mind.
那在香港，是主持远东地区的一些财务，可是在这个过程当中，总是一直追求的，上人开示当中所讲的有缺酒的人生就觉得永远不满足，这个不满足。
After returning to Taiwan from US, I was sent to Hong Kong to undertake more responsibility with a higher pay. I was lost. I just wanted to earn more money. There seems never enough money for me. And I was in charge of a small shipping company in Hong Kong. After I had my own company, I feel even lost. The merchandise was shipped out from Hong Kong to around the world. From packaging, loading to accounting, I took care of all of them myself. It was not easy to work in Hong Kong, very competitive. Though I had a good business, but payment often got deferred. And living alone in a foreign country without family support, I was getting ill day by day. So in early 1993, I was sick and came back home to Hualien. My parents decided to go to Taipei to have the Chinese New Year with my younger brother's family. But at the time, I just feel like to stay quietly in Hualien. So my father doesn't speak much, but you can feel his love. On the night before they headed to Taipei, he came to my room and suddenly he pushed NT $2,000 to me as a traditional Chinese New Year gift. Softly, he said, keep it around just in case. So I decided that I should not let my parents worry about me. So after the Chinese New Year Day, the next day, I took the money from my father. I went to a Christian organization in Hualien. Whose executive director is my middle school classmate. And she was a very caring person, dedicating herself in saving Aboriginal girls from being sold to other city by their poor family. So I really admire her work, and I donated the 1,000 NT dollar and told her that I could be a volunteer if needed. So I was really touched by what she's doing, and that's why I donated the half of the $2,000 to her organization. And after that, I headed to Jingsebo, which I once visited when I was in college. It took me a while to figure out the directions. I donated another 1,000 NT dollar to Shijing. There, after I donated the donation, guess what? I saw Master Chen right there outside. At the moment, I feel a kind of peace in mind. So then I make a vow to help whenever I could. And I told a master there that actually I know some computer. I can help with something. So I was able to do more ever since. So later, actually, I also become a paid staff. And at that time, actually, we share the same space with master's guest room because above was so small at that time. And I was doing a job that's basically transcribe master's talk in a certain lecture series, and during the transcribing to computers, I was deeply touched by from doing that work. Right?
就是委员辞呈来缴这个劝募本的时候，那当自己输的时候，看到5块钱、10块钱，那甚至于帮老菩萨誊写劝募本的时候
，So later I turned into a paid staff.
太令人感动的这样子的一个志工的身影哈，所以当每输入一笔的时候，就会一直期许自己要有一份虔诚的心，要念观世音菩萨的这样子的一个佛号祝福大家哈。那所以从志工到了同仁，那慢慢。
At that time, as a paid staff, as a accounting staff, I received so much donations, small donation from all kinds of people, old people, poor people, right?
慢慢文字的历练也得到了这样子的。
So later, I also do some work in editing group.
这个地方就是我要找的。虽然其实，自己还不是一个上根基者。
For our publication
的过程当中，也其实是诚惶诚恐的。可是就是觉得，因为找到了这样子一个可以让自己真正
the work actually also transformed me.
就期待就是可以追随上人。那其实，在跟就是暑假母亲在提这样的因缘的时候，那当自己亲自跟母亲讲的时候，其实那时候得到的一个讯息是，母亲就说那是不可能的，除非等我往生。
So gradually,
那当下是有点难过的，
I become
可是又想到这条路是要自己选，而且
more
如果能够真正
more and more get into the lifestyle of the abode.
所以也因为这样子就觉得，哎，好，我一定要做到让家里可以。
So later I decide to become a nun following master.
我也很感动的是，虽然
However, my mom said no. I heard that a nun has no money to even see a doctor. So do it only after I die, not now.
就是一个一日不做，一日不食，而且我们就是要完全作为上人的。
So I spoke to myself that dedicating oneself to be a nun is a great way to pay back to our parents. So nun will be my future goal anyway. And later, then I was able to be ordained to a nun. And our eldest nun master, Dechen, softly explained master's wish for the abode, that we need to support ourselves without taking any donation from the lay people. Moreover, the abode needs to be the backup for Tzu Chi office around the world. But we need to have the dedication and the determination to sacrifice ourselves or dedicate ourselves completely. This is what Master Dechen explained to us right before the ordination.
只要你自己努力，你还是发心历练的过程当中，都可以尽很多的责任来挑天下的米罗哈。所以当看因为工作上的关系，所以看到
After I come to the abode,
是那么多的，不管天灾人祸
I get to know more about Buddha's teaching.
担头是那么的重的时候，就会想说，那要挑这样的一个
all willing to shoulder more load.
一定是舍我其谁，一定是要自己去担负这样子的工作。 那也因为这样子有因缘关怀了全球的一些会务
，Master's burden is so heavy
关怀过程当中
and getting heavier and heavier.
爱师父所爱，要做师父所做的，所以也因为这样的因缘，真的跟大家结了非常非常的好的因缘。那其实，在讲师徒之情其实常常会很羡慕，在所有不管是在台湾或是在海外的上人的弟子，那上人都是非常非常的给大家宽广的空间，也是非常非常慈悲但是自己在上人身旁的时候，其实常常领受到的是严师的评棒喝。那当然是这是要回归到身为弟子的自己，都是一个常常就是愚钝，然后没有开窍。那过程的互动过程当中有时候也会觉得哇，怎么又惹老人家生气了？怎么又是
when I'm around
人家的想法是什么
Master,
那分享2个故事跟大家分享。
I can feel that Master doesn't only care about us, but also are very strict in teaching us what is the right
老人
thing.
家也是难免要用到了所谓的3C 产品 iPad。
Also, I want to share with you 2 stories.
iPad 在整个界面的过程当中，其实都是英文的界面，所以有时候老人家常常在跟我们
to leverage technology, Master took time to learn them.
结果
In early years, all the interfaces are mostly in English. So once I was called into Master's room urgently, a master pointed at iPad about an issue. So while keeping up with my breath, I replied directly to Master that, didn't I just show you how 2 days ago? You know what? Master became serious and told me that we need to watch our manners when speaking to the elders. So I realized and repented right away.
速度一定不会很快，可是我是用100米的，然后冲到上人书房之后，那上人就指了他的 iPad 就说：“你看为什么这样子？”然后我那时候很喘也很愚钝，我就直接回答上人说：“上人，这不是2、3天前来教过吗？”那个“教”字一出来的时候，其实我就觉得惨了，就是晚辈对长辈的讲话，无论在怎么样一个紧急状况之下，都不能去违背尊师重道。所以那个当下，上人就给我
I was just a bit rushed. So I replied so directly.
是因为当时志愿园区刚买嘛，那志工就带着我们要去做巡礼，可是有点下毛毛雨。那用完餐走出来的时候，志工就很有心的就说帮我们撑着伞保护我们。
So that's what 上人told me, being polite in talking to elders.
写在了日志，那每天都要传日志回去给上人。
Another instance,
我们才圆满。
A few ago, Master visited Shijing, Philippines. On touring our new campus, it has some rain. So volunteers were covering us with umbrellas.
有违背出去法脉典范的一个带动。那当下我也觉得哇，那更清楚上人这么严厉的教导我们，其实真的
And I told them, oh, not needed at all, since the rain was not heavy.
那最重要的是要传递法水那个部分既然是师徒之情嘛
Master later knew about us, and when we came back to abode, I was called into Master's room. Master told me that as a bearer of the Jingsi Dharma, we should carry as a role model for all volunteers. And when we are offered some service, we need to be kindly accept or reject, not just bluntly refuse the offering.
可是，在2、3年前就有一次上人在忙碌当中，那我们也猜想上人真的就是想要好好的传承的，所以就有一次就突然在会客的过程当中就跟水师的讲说，今天药师法会没办法去，就找就是金色的师父上场。
And another thing was that we know that every month we have a medicine Buddha Dharma assembly, right? And since Master thinks so high of the event, so for the last 50-something year, she actually hosts the monthly event all by herself. But because of this year, there are more and more things to care for, to worry about, and then there are so many visitors. So about 3 or 4 years ago, when it was a medicine Buddha's assembly.
那但是因为也都是如常，也不知道
Then Master told us that she would be occupied with other business and ask a bold master to host a Dharma assembly. I can never even imagine being appointed by the elder masters to host that event. I was rather junior and then short in size. But I have vowed to share Master's burden. So how can I turn it down?
可是当然很多的挑战，可是我觉得很感恩是上人在传承的过程当中，其实也给我们很多学习的机会。
So it was so. It was so nervous for me that I even the only 10 minutes sharing, I was sweating all around.
结果第2个月上还是没办法的时候，那个随师的师父一走到办公室，他就跟我说：“哎，你上次有经验，继续上场吧。”那所以果然
So you may be surprised that
因缘真的让我去尽到一份的责任，就是导师有事，弟子当然就是负起了。
For the second month，
因为最近都是感受到上人的年纪渐长了哈，那很多事情要在。
For the second month, I was assigned to host the Dharma assembly again the next month. Right? So I gladly accept the assignment.
或是在随师的过程当中，常常就听到有一个声音出现的时候，那其实就是自己发了这样的一个愿。可是很多人会说，那你好像一台电脑好像无所不知。其实这过程，大家可能也不太清楚，是我也常常会被上考导哈。
So from giving the talk in the assembly, I realized that it's not easy to comprehend the issue around the world and summarize them in a 10-minute talk. That's what Master has been doing for us for 50 years.
印象当中有一次，有一个国家需要会务关怀，那上人会派常住师父出去。可是大家都知道
，Yeah, these years I have been supporting Master in preparing and the news and then the stats for Master so that Master can more easily summarize what's happening around the world.
那上人要我到书房，就第一句话就跟我说，听说你这一次不能去海外会务关怀，你的心情。
And then once U.S. volunteer requested to have masters from abroad to visit U.S. Since I have been accompanying U.S. Tzu affairs, masters feel I should be a candidate to go. I was not chosen actually. And Master overheard that I was sad for not being chosen to go. So Master called me in to her room. And before I even say anything, Master said that I know you are not hurt for not being chosen. I was deeply touched. Master knows my mind. I wasn't.
我相信长老是有跟上人讲，可是我觉得上人是那么的忙，就有一天他经过了从书房到会客室，经过了办公室之后，竟然就问起说：“哎，那德勤去检查了，到底怎么样？你们有没有关系？”
Once I was sick,
过程是真的，
and
非常
then
非常的感动在心。
and Master know about
我
that.
感恩有这样的因缘，在慈济世界当中，有上人在前面做生命慧命的导师。
Then once then he asked that a staff in the abode that what happened after Master Dechen went to the hospital. Anything known so far? Yeah, so I know that Master always keep us in her mind. So Master's burden is getting heavier and heavier. Now that I have left home into the Buddha's home, I vow to commit myself in learning Buddha's teaching to uphold Jing's spirit. I also vow to commit myself in helping living beings with love to spread the Ciji ways.
自己在药草浴当中的领悟跟大家做一个分享，这个是我自己觉得要作为一个修行的座右铭，是云不密不能等数，此兵怒不能广利。那云不密不能等数，就是我们需要更多的人。
Yeah, so finally,
更需要就是更深入。
I want to share with you my learnings from one of the sutra. It says that cloud needs to be dense to shower plants on earth. Mind needs to be dense to shelter living beings.
非常感恩德成师父，也请导播 take 我们主场画面好不好？来，主场的家人，请
let's work together in this Bodhisattva way.
讲的师徒之情有好多故事，您是第一次听到了，请你举起你的双手，然后做这样的摇晃。
Thank you for your time.
这样哦，师父你有没有看到？
Oh, we are so grateful.
有好感动。对，因为实际上呢，我们你们手不会酸吧？院长挺多久，你们就挺多久哈。 所以其实啊，真的跟对人做对事。
If you hear the story the first time, please raise your hand. Wow, many people raise their hand. This is the first time that Master Dechen shared her story.
就是如此的我们好感动，记得大家按赞、转分享，让更多人听到这一段师徒之情。我们也挥手跟师父，您先不要下线哈。
Through the talk, the stories.
听院长的分享，感恩。
哦，是哦，院长，你看这边我们实际
Oh, yes, the story are so inspiring to us.
所以要好好的一个把握。而我们一路芬芳的本尊明贤师兄就说啊，感恩师父的分享。他说我们大家都是佛子，不是贫穷。
So next will be our superintendent from Ciji Hualien hospitals sharing. So stay tuned with us.
那在这边呢，就是我们
so these are some feedbacks from a lot of social media.
我们连结在讲，听到师父的分享，美国的律师姐说非常感恩师父上线，然后陪伴我们美国的家人。
Yes, one says, and we should never go back on our words with Master.
您是哪边的一个家人哈？你说也非常感恩师父上线分享，带领 他们，然后澳洲分会也感恩师父，还有加拿大，
This is from
师
US.
父是他们的指导师父，他们都非常非常的。
Yeah, we are grateful for your company,
在这边的时候，
Master
菲律宾的
Dechen.
家人也问候大家，问候师父好哈，所以非常感恩。我相信会有越来越多的家人呢，就是对于这一段的一个回馈，
And from Australia as well.
陆续的写上来，让我们来跟师父来做这样的一个回馈跟分享。所以爱在心里，口要开，表情答意说明白，记得
Philippines.
分享。还有帮我们留言哈，
They greet you, Master.
感恩师父，师父谢谢，感恩你，
感恩大家，感恩，
对，满满的祝福正能量，我们全部收到哈。好，感恩。那在这边呢，我们的月晃也说非常感恩敬爱的陈师父，即使再忙，还是总是随时关心我们，每都在第一时间上送上温暖跟问候关心。
So that's thanks, Master Dechen.
约翰在主场，然后他说天气很冷，请师父还有所有线上的家人都保暖。
Now I'm reading back some feedback from
因为我穿错了
the last speaker.
我以为很冷，所以我就是穿那个什么衣，发热衣，所以我在里面发热，所以我就突然出现我穿错衣服，
feedback say the weather is getting cold.
所以非常的一个感恩。
Please put on some
那现在呢，我们回到我的
make sure you
简
keep
报画面
warm.
我们要往下一个单元。那在往这个单元的时候呢，也请我们主场的家人要做跟院长的一个合
As you can
照，
tell, I'm
并
in
且要
short
把你
sleeve.
的这一本签名书《东方的一道光》有没有突然觉得有
Now
光
let's
啊？
go
后面的
to
人
our
要
next
举要站
program.
起来哈，然后我们会学艺这边铺陈，你们保持安静就好了。其他的部分我来处理。现在我们所有的家人，您看看我们的这边有看到，就是我们山东威海的王会，非常感恩王会是我们的顺口溜的团队，同时间
All the audience here, they are holding the book by the Chairman Lin.
那山东威海的王会他就说用
autographed by Chairman Lin. Please make sure you hold your book, and we'll take a picture
他觉得
later.
每一次只要上线的时候，都总是能遇见贵人，遇见桃花源。他说他的偶像就是我们的洪敬元老师哈，久仰他的大名。每一次他法随探源，总是一次、两次、三次，每一段反复的一个听哦。而在这个当下里面呢，他觉得听了以后，原来敬元老师经过了15年才受证，他觉得这一点他也是
Every Tuesday she's on the online book club. She got so much positive energy, like a different place. It just
15年后，他
give her so much energy.
自宫来做起哈，所以他非常的感恩，总是透过老师的一个分享，导到很多正能量哈。那另外呢，就是我们即将要上线的石金文清，在这一次与我们导师的温馨座谈的时候呢，也得到这样的一个祝福。主场的家人，
She always finds some role model. One of the sisters, it took her 15 years to become a commissioner.
点亮串爱是这一次时间呢，
she felt that the 15 years, even though it's long, but she finally completed and meet her goal. That's amazing.
满的一个感动的哈。那所以呢，他这样的映入眼帘的时候，尤其是我们泰国的善孝院美编，就是我们的慈管师姐，帮我们整个做成统一的一个
sister, this the flyer on the right.
那短时间有148位优秀的人才
She very touched by people all over the world that got connected through this program.
外交人员张左游先生也发心承担泰文版这个部分，让他也觉得让笔译团队非常。
And for this online club, there are over 148 people, staff.
秋雨师姐的一个分享哈，知道说每一个地方其实都有故事在一个接引。总之，他说笔译团队就像是一支支的灰金钩，大家都创意发挥。
It begins with the English translation, interpretation, and now is through so many countries and also through the written translation. Like the firefly carry lights all over the world. Now I'm taking you to Taipei. This couple, sometimes they're in Taiwan, sometimes they're in California or Beijing, and today they're in Taiwan. Let's welcome them, Shijing and Wenqing.
时间文青大爱之音又和大家
The
相会
sound
的
of
时候呢，
Daai.
我是姚思金，
我是谢文清。
人呐、和人能够温馨的相聚在一起是最幸福的。如果能够相互照顾，那就
So all the family members all over the world, hi everyone.
孩子长大都觉得很幸福。但是如果你能够长期照顾长者，也就是老
It
人
is the
家，
happiest when people can get together, and it is even more satisfying to be able to take care of each other. We can take care of our children for a long time. We feel very happy watching them grow up. What about taking care of elder people? Wouldn't it be even more fulfilling to think about it? Now is the moment of aging society, and each of us will encounter the age of aging. Are we ready? When there are newborn in the family, everybody in the family prepare for the arrival of this newborn. And they spend so much time and effort nurturing their children.
那我们来了解一下，长期照顾婴幼儿的学习，都是要借助很多的活动来
But
刺激
when
他
it
的
comes
脑
to
力，
taking
来
care of the
促
elder
进
in
他
the
的学习。
family,
看看这个
you
娃
feel the
他才
same?
1岁
Look
呢，
at this
那
kid
我们就有一些书啊，
try
让他在
to
触摸
walk,
当中不但练
and
习他的
parents are
力，让他听
clapping.
到音乐，还会这样摇一摇、摇一摇的。看看这个娃，他多么的欢喜。
And we
那
give
就是
kids
我
so
们给他
many
安排了
activities
很
just
多
to
的各项
stimulate
刺
their
激
brain
大脑
power
的
and
学习。
promote their
我们会
learning.
为孩子来准备一些刺激大脑的学习，这就是成长。
Look at
根据
the
各地的
baby
统计，老人家
moving
都有一
his
个
body when
共同一
listening
点，
to
就是
music.
很多人在他老年的生活当中，难免会有些病变。
We're
那
doing
么我
so
们要
much
如
for
何
our
帮助老人要来
kids
逆转这种情
just
况，
to
来过一个健康
just
的
to
老
wish
年
them
生活
grow
呢？而不会越变
well.
越坏的老年生活。
But when it
我们
comes
可以
to
从他们日常
elders,
的生活的关注开始，比如说如何吃出健康啊，老人要如何运动啊，
growing old,
而
there are
不是每
many
天天
elder are
吃草吃药
facing
或者靠药物
disease
生活。
and
在长
pain.
者的身心平衡方面也要下功夫，所谓活到老学到老，让他们有
How can
终
we
身
take
学
care
习，
of
不断
them?
的使用大脑，可以防止记忆力减退的最
We
佳
can
妙
start
法。
by
这就是
focusing on
大
their
家都在
daily
做
life.
的
For
小的
example,
跟
how
过
to
去的
eat
学习。
healthy,
所以同
how
样
to
的是，
exercise
我们
for
在
the
孩子呢
elderly,
要
and
刺
avoid
激
taking
他的大脑
medicine
来学
every
习。
day
我们的长
and
者
relied
要
on
让他们
medicine to
延
live.
缓老化，也是要刺激大脑来学习。所以我们不但要老人要活得健康，还要让他活出这个生命的光彩，让他们有快乐自己的生
Same
活，
thing
这个
when
社
we
交圈。
stimulate the
每天呢，给
brain
他们
of
安排
little
一些
kids,
运动
we
啊、
also
休
need
闲
to
啊，也要帮
stimulate
他们
those
安排的
seniors.
内容很丰富，就像我
We
们给
want
孩
them
子
to
安
have
排
a
学习一
healthy
样的
life
方式。但是也要
and
注
but
意让他
also
们
live
心灵
a
的健康，
glorious
让他们
life.
有机会去
Make
分
them
享他们自
happy
己
and
的
have their
生
own
命的
social
经
life
验，来
circle.
做一些见证的
Every
分享，
day,
让他们活
regardless
得
of
觉得
sports or
越来
leisure,
越年
can
轻。
be
这
arranged
就
with
是
rich
令人的目
content,
标。
just like a
千
lot
万
of
不要只
learning
是
is
说，哎呀，他们都
arranged
退
for
休了，
children to live a
退休这个
fulfilling
字
life.
作为他们人生画下的句点，要让他们休息，其实是错误的。要让长者
We
继
want
续
them to
学
feel
习，
that
而且
they are
开发他们生
younger
活、工作上的能
day
力，
by
这就
day,
是
not
让
just
长者乐龄快乐
each
的
day.
逆龄。
所谓老有所安，
Instead
我们
of
会安排老人
encourage
家
them
在
to
各种
rest,
关怀据
we
点
need
找
to
到一
encourage
些
them to
互
learn
动交流的机会，
and the
无论是
ability
身
to
体的体
work.
力啊、做事的能力啊，还有机会
And
学
this
习
is a
建立脑力激荡的
secret
机
of
会
getting
啊。
old.
我们看看这些长辈在这里找回了年轻的自信，让晚年生活过得更多彩多姿呢。
是的，我们的导师曾经说，
There are many
知
long-term
己人
care
无处不在，只要
center.
看得到、走得到，那
At
知己
these
人就会
centers,
做得到。
those
那
seniors,
话
they
说，我们来关
find
爱
their
老人，最
confidence.
主要要能够主动去研究、陪伴老人，
It's
让
not
老
boring
人
life.
如何延缓老化。那我们就从我们慈济大林医院的神经内科曹文龙医师来
Our
说起。
teacher once
他真的
said,
非常爱老
to
人。
see people
早在
everywhere.
2013年呢，他
You
就
can
在医
see,
院
you
就
can
组
walk,
织了
and
个
you can
病友
do
会，
it.
专门来带动这些老人家，还有一些是已经失智的病人一起
We
做
should start
团
with
体活动。
Dr.
主
Cao
要的目
Wenlong
的就
from the
是希望能够
Neurology
及时
Department
诊
of
断、
Supt
早期治
Daling
疗，
Hospital.
降低老人失智
Back
的
in
风险。那失
2013,
智的
he
家属
started
呢，也
the
因此可以获得很优质的服务，
Patient Association, which dedicated to driving the elderly and dementia patient to group activities. Its purpose is to achieve early detection, early treatment, and reduce the risk of dementia in the elderly. So there are many people benefit from this. Therefore, need to establish more places like this. Just like children, they also need careful companionship so that they can delay aging and grow old with their families.
托老中心就像小孩子有托儿所，白天送到托儿所学习，老人也要有托老所啊，让他们有
The long-term care in 1928 was established, which combined charity and medical team to provide community-based long-term care services. These centers use direct care and assistance to help seniors at various places. Like children are sent to daycare to study during the day, the elderly should also provide a daycare so that they can continue to study in order to delay aging. Let's look at this clip. You can see at this long-term care places, the volunteer monitor their blood pressure and helping them with different activities, exercise to maintain their health.
实际人都会动动脑筋、细心陪伴，就是要让长者活动起来，让老人家有个快乐的
And during the day, seniors go to the daycare, senior daycare place. In these classes, volunteers are next to them, help them with activities, and give them different kind of projects. We also design some classes for the seniors to enjoy, just like this one, the picture that's showing here. We are asking them to use recycled paper to let them create a dream tower of their own group. These seniors actually discuss with each other and they're happily discuss what the tower is going to be looked like. Most of them don't talk much at home, but when they are here, they're so happy.
这就是长照科在激发他们快乐的细胞，可以增进这些老人家的信心。最主要是要排除他们的有些忧心的这个情绪。
And when they're doing project activities, they have so much energy. They giggle and laugh.
多多参加公益性的活动，就可以让老人有
We build the self-confidence and also eliminate some worry, elderly emotion, and delay aging to give a respected life value. Participating in public welfare activity can give the elderly enough space to show their love, help others. There are many examples in Tzu Chi's environmental protection station. When the elderly arrive at the station, they can donate their time to do garbage sorting, and at the same time, there will be volunteers on site who care about health of those seniors. Although these seniors are old, they still have the opportunity to contribute to society and give them the value of their life. The people also visit some widow elderly people and accompany them to grow old happily and safely. The video here, you will see the senior, he lives alone and his children are overseas. So on his birthday, the volunteer came to the house to celebrate his birthday. And the volunteer even connect with his daughter overseas to celebrate his birthday. Guess how old is he? He goes to Tzu Chi long-term care class every day and has positive spirit and attitude. You won't believe it. It's our 95 years old. This is the positive energy that's in his mind. As the saying goes, honor the elderly and the young and other family as we honor those in our own. I was really happy when I went to the long-term care class to accompany and lead the elderly. I suggest that everyone can be like me, be a volunteer to take care of others and learn about seniors. I don't want to be stuck at home when I get old. Now is an aging society. The average age is extended to even to 100. Let's grow old with them in peace, and that's the value of life together. You can benefit yourself and others. Thanks to all family members, the society will be warmer because of you. All we need to do is just contribute a little bit, and it all build up to a big power. Sister Shijing, she is the president of the international school currently, so they are always busy and love to help. You don't have to be a volunteer until you retire. You can do any time. Their volunteer is across the US continent to Taiwan and even to China, mainland China. This couple can do so much. We can see them everywhere. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. Please leave your feedback, your message to me on Facebook or YouTube. I would love to hear from you. This feedback talk about the master that was here earlier. She went to Canada several years ago, and the viewer remember seeing her over there. You remember how friendly the master is.
他说非常感恩找到生命中的一个导师，我们同样找到生命中的一个导师哈。那加拿大的兰比尔还有
When you leave a feedback, please let us know where you live, the city. That way I can tell our viewer.
彰化的陈品珍，您说开车往台中分会，路途间呢就文。
Here we got some feedback from Canada, from Kaohsiung.
都是要想方设法跟我们连在一起。婉玉师姐，请问您现在在昆明还是在台湾呢？她说非常感恩陈师傅的一个分享。加拿大的亮君校长，你也感恩。
This viewer, she's driving, and she's also listening to our program while she's driving. Thank you so much for doing that.
所以这个部分很重要哦，每一个人会捐，就说贴心弟子关心的是导师能懂。
Got some message here from Canada, from Thailand.
好好的把握。Lin Chou， 请问你是哪里的家人？你没有写，所以我就不知道哈。感恩春之哦，明星以及 Panaphone。好，这个我一下子忘记你是哪里的家人，所以每一次还是写一下，让我们知道哈。好，那接下来就活络筋骨一下喽。所以呢，很爱演剧场来了，掌声欢迎很爱演剧场。
Continue to getting messages from people. Okay, I think it's time to get up and do some exercise. We have a little program to be environmental friendly, to protect the earth, to improve human health. No worries. Mister, What's with your hands so cold?
怎么如此苍白呀
My God, am I
讨厌呐
the ghost? I have no manner. My name is Xiao Qian. Oh, Miss Xiao
人
Qian,
家
face is so pale.
每天都吃
我三餐
What's wrong?
大鱼大肉，外加宵夜姜母鸭
I
呐。
think you forget your script.
哎呀你
Oh
还
yes,
好吗？
心
I eat 3 meals a day,
痛啊
full of
那
seafood
你要
and
不要
meat.
给林心荣
In
医
this,
师
in this
看
cold
一
weather, I'm
下
eating even
呢
more
您说的
nutritious stuff
林
like
心
meat
荣
or duck.
是脑中风
I
还
have a
有
heartache.
脑瘤专家的
Do you
林
want
心荣
to
院长吗？
see Dr. Lin?
哎呀，
Dr. Lin? Are you talking about
林
Chairman
心
Lin?
荣院长在台湾是第一位将
He's
胚
the
胎干细胞移植
neurology
入
expert,
巴
Chairman
金
Lin.
森病人
Yes.
身上的大医王啊！
Chairman
如
Lin
果在下记
is
得
the
不错的话，
first in
在
Taiwan to
2012年，
successfully
林心荣院
transplant
长获
embryonic
得了
stem cell
20多
into a
项的
Parkinson's
专
patient.
利发明，并且呢，哎，
If I remember
在美
correctly,
国
back in
国家
2012,
发明学会，哎，他获奖哦，在
obtained more than 20 international
98位
invention
的
patents.
获奖学士当中，其中有8位呢
And was
是得到了诺贝
in
尔奖
United
啊，
States
其中的一位啊，就是我们的
was
林
elected
心
to be a
荣院
National
长啊，
Institute of Inventors.
对，
赞赞！
Among
没
the
有
98 award winners,
哎呀，
8 were
这
Nobel
可
Prize
以说是
winners.
科学界的台
Among
湾
them,
之光
Chairman
呀。
Lin was the first in Taiwan.
是，
那你现在心还会痛吗？
Not done yet.
你有所不知啊，我是正南，
Can be regarded as one of the best in Taiwan in the
真
scientific
正的男
community.
子汉，我不
You have a
杀
heartache?
生，
You don't know.
对我吃素，
I'm real man.
慈悲利他，脑子开心。
Yes, I am the
越
real
看
man.
越年轻啊！
I'm not.
哎，
I
真
don't
了
do.
不起呢，
I
公
do no
子。
kill.
是
等
I'm
小
a
弟我身体
vegetarian.
好了，再来跟您一样。
Compassionate
且慢，
and happy.
小倩，
I look young and
咱们
younger.
做好事，要及时，想健康，
If
就
I'm
趁
getting health,
现在。
my health get better, I'll do like you.
你从
小
现在
倩
开始，3餐
Do
都
good
能
things
够
right now.
改用全植物的
Enjoy your health
补色
now.
餐食，植物餐，保证你1个月后改头换面。
全植物五色餐，
没错，你看，
哇，好丰富哦！
You start eating
让你
vegetarian,
瞧瞧
the 5-color whole plant diet for 3
苹
meals.
果，
红色的食物
You'll get a makeover after 1 month.
这可以补血，
Wow, so
可
rich.
以够心中。
Let me show you. The apple,
哎呀，
你要掏快一点。
哎，花椰菜
the red color nourishes the heart,
是的，这可以养
enhance your
肝
blood
利
flow.
胆。哎呀，这个袋子真的
This
是
is
太
broccoli.
小了啦。
是啊，
Green
你看拿
color
个篮子
food.
出来，
啊，南瓜
黄色食物
Good for liver
健胃
and gallbladder.
一笔。嘿嘿嘿嘿嘿。
This bag is
还有
so
还有你看
small.
哎，昆布
黑色食物
This is a
补肾
pumpkin,
够
yellow
有
color.
剂
It nourishes stomach and spleen.
还有，你看看，
What is this?
白萝卜，
This is
皮肤
seaweed,
要
black
白的
color.
白色食物
It invigorates the
这
kidney,
个可以
protect
清肺
our kidney.
润肠啊。
I have one more.
这天地之间有
This
五
white
行，
radish.
人体有5脏，我们用5色来
Just
养
clean
5脏，让
the
我们
lung
身
and
体
moist the
健康
intestines.
更美丽呀！
Heaven and earth have 5 elements.
马上例行。
好，祝
The
福
human
你
body has
后
5
会有
internal
期呀！
organs.
哎呀
Eat
呀
5
呀，这
colors
时
to keep the
间
5
真的是
internal
飞
organs
逝啊，
healthy and
要挡
energetic.
也挡不住啊！
Thank you,
此
Mr.
生不
I will
向
do it right
今
away.
生度，更待何生度此生。
Time go by fast.
诶，好熟悉的声音呐！您是？
我是小倩啊。
小倩。哎呀呀呀呀呀！奶茶加贼。
Mr.
要补
Sounds
不如
familiar.
食
Who
补
are you?
想不到茹素让我找回健康，
I am
找
Xiao
回
Qian,
自
the
信。
girl you met
茹素有够赞！
a few months ago.
公子，
Wow, I can't believe you changed so
你
much.
愿意当我的良师益友吗？
I can't
哎
believe
呀，
being a
求之不
vegetarian
得呀！让我们一起
I
尊
gained
重
my
生命，
confidence.
共
And I also
善
gained
造
health.
福。愿意的人，给我们一个掌声
Mr.
吧！
Would you like to be a good friend of
谢谢
mine?
大家。
Yes.
亲爱的家人，全球的家人，我们现在呢邀请大
Let's
家
re-
平安健康的人都站起来，
respect
我们一起来为爱苏
living
醒，
being
活动筋骨。
and respect life altogether.
好，一起来为爱苏醒，让爱苏醒哦。
Everybody, would you all stand up? And let's do some exercise. This song will tell you about the benefit of being vegetarian. You are watching this video. Get up and let's move your body. We'll get some exercise and also get a break.
我愿舒适为地球降温，我愿舒适
为健康守护。好，
人人全素，
一起来例行。
环保同行，人人全素，为爱树行善，人人全素。
Being a vegetarian also protect your health.
护身。
A vegetarian is also good for earth.
不忍众生苦。 一起来为地球减碳降温，一起来守护健康。好，我们要如素，还要劝素。
That's being a vegetarian. Protect the earth.
这是上人对我们
And
一
pray
一的
for
期许。
all living beings in the world.
至诚的呼唤，护身，
Increase the global
斋
warming.
戒，虔诚。
This is what Mr. Zhen Yan wanted from us.
尊重多一点，生命本来无高低，舒适多一点，身心健康常相随。
Let's be sincere and pray.
天地和谐爱地球，感恩多一点，信念慢慢沉淀。与生活千载，福祉活力，世事吉祥，一念动大千，善言共振日
life, being vegetarian, hear and pray.
好，让我们一起为爱苏醒，平安健康的家人，请坐下。感恩大家。
好，非常感恩我们的活动团队哈，今天是他们非常的感恩，每一次来的时候，即便呢就是中间会忘词，但是诚意是够的，再次给他们掌声，拍拍手哈。好，那我们今天呢第二组的讲师，讲师初级精彩自己哈，大家可以看一下，在这边花莲职院分方杏林，但是他今天还有一个角色叫遇见作家深度展演，所以我们主场的家人非常感恩生和跟明林哦这样子的一个结缘，然后院长呢。不远从花莲，然后到台北、到高雄来帮我们签书，真的是太感动了哈！大家看到这个简报，
So now we're
我们可以
coming into our second speaker today, but we also had the opportunity of watching this. We also have this opportunity to have Superintendent Lin coming over from Hualien, all the way from Hualien, to come and sign the books for us today. And you can see from these posters, however many posters he has equals to how many times he's been here, since every event we will provide him with a poster. In today's sharing, we actually booked him about a year ago when I saw this caricature of Superintendent Lin. And I asked his wife for this picture because we have to include that in the posters. So you can see he does have a very sharp jawline. Now today our topic is brain and heart, be happy and young. As Master shared with us that at this time the best medicine is vegetarian diet or plant-based diet. And as Superintendent Lee bears witness to it, that because he's a vegetarian, he has great brain functions and he looks younger by the day. So together let's read out loud that having a happy brain and will equal to a useful heart. And today also those joining us in Kaohsiung have this book from him, A Light in the East.
院长是泰国的锦书，泰国的锦书跟大家待会会有关系哦。那文宣的部分是我们台北的建林哈。那我们来看一下这个，你们看你有没有收到？我不知道，但是当我2022年一开始的时候，在前一天就
you can see these are the people that provided the publication, and in particular today is from Sister Jingshu in Thailand.
但是大家看一下，院长你会吓一跳。
And this is a New Year's blessing card. I don't know if you got it, but when I received it right before the New Year's, I was really touched to see how exquisite, how detailed these cards were designed. And today, for the opportunity to have Superintendent Lin to come over, it really takes him a lot of effort to cross through the mountains because he's on the other side of Taiwan. But a lot of our volunteers in southern Taiwan are all here waiting, including many of those who were patients of Superintendent Lin. And this video, this picture here is Brother Chen in Myanmar. And so I'd like to share with you that the volunteers in Myanmar are also online right now. And this is a message from Sister Jingshu. So they share that everyone there are working together to have this conference. And at this conference, and they translated the materials into Thai so that everyone joining will understand. And they're also very glad to have this opportunity to participate with their and as they share their feedback. And all these people are all the people that was joining today, and these are the written translation in Thai. These are the working team. So even though the actual time slot was set about 3 days ago, we had this promise a year ago to have you join us today. So we are very grateful for this opportunity. And yesterday, Superintendent Lin was still in the hospital seeing patients. But besides that, he was also messaging and having a conference with Thailand and with Myanmar, the volunteer team. So I can only shed tears to see how many people are in support and in anticipation for Superintendent Lin's sharing. And you can watch from this video clip that Superintendent Lin was actually providing care packages for the homeless. Because of the cold front hitting Taiwan, he's actually going into the community and providing care packages for them. And even this homeless person, she even donated her money and to show her appreciation and to help more people like her. And in addition, he's also helped to clean up houses for some of the local case visits. He has brought the hospital staff with him. Most of the time, we don't see bosses or managers do these kind of jobs, to take these kind of roles, but he is one to be hands-on. And because of the Jingsi herbal drink, he has received the first Jade Award given for the herbal medicine development. This herbal medicine is under the direction and wisdom of Dharma Master Zhen Yan, who instructed us to find an herbal remedy to coronavirus. And besides the coronavirus, these herbal medications were also used for cancer patients and provided them a chance for some amazing recovery. We've seen some cases where they're difficult to treat cancer patients have been living more than 2 years past the expected life. And so we have combined traditional Chinese medicine along with the Western medicine to help those patients who have hard to heal ulcers, hard to heal sores, and prevented them from the fate of amputation. So we must cherish this opportunity to listen to Superintendent as well as the book that he's sharing with us today. And we also have the entrepreneurs who repeatedly donated the third time to donate medical supplies and medical equipment to the Shijing Medical Center. So as we see how these equipments help patients reduce their time in the hospital, that's the greatest reward and greatest protection to life. So as an entrepreneur, it is our responsibility to help them any way we can. And I'm very grateful for this chance to be in Hualien City Hospital to provide them with these equipments. So there's more than a dozen entrepreneurs from Kaohsiung who came over and provided endoscopes and lighting equipment. And even though Superintendent Lin has a very full schedule, he still gave us a lot of positive feedback. So let us give us a warm welcome to Superintendent Lin, who would like to join us.
举个赞好不好？你们现在呢？对我们真的非常的感恩哈，这一趟路这样子他来到这里，但是我们要跟大家讲的就是这份感动。你看
，So as we can see, our stage is full of people. These are all the people who would like to show their appreciation to take part in today's event. So we're very grateful that Superintendent came all the way from Hualien to join us today. And we can see messages from overseas, from Guizhou, who this particular person is suffering from a kidney disease, but because of drinking the Jingsi herbal tea, she has made some good recovery. So we can see these are some testimonials to the effects from the program from developing herbal medicine. So as we can see, these entrepreneurs, they're so willing to support because they themselves have benefited and have witnessed. So let us say that we are always be in support of Superintendent Lin and the team.
在这边也特别的跟所有的高雄的主场这边，今天这个有特惠还加赠2样。
So we have someone who's a patient of Dr. Lin who would like to present and share the flowers as a token of appreciation.
林金荣院长，这个先下去。好，感恩也祝福你哈。来，院长，我到你的简报了。
So as we know more about today, let us share this power of love to all our communities and to everyone with our herbal medicine and our vegetarian lifestyle. So we're very grateful for them to come in today. Let's go back to Superintendent Lin's presentation. Dear Master, dear Abode Masters and Global Tzu family, hope we all have a good day. I am very grateful to have teacher Mei Yun give me the opportunity to meet with everyone once again. And I'm also very grateful for our patients, their brothers and sisters, as well as our entrepreneurs in Kaohsiung who has provided their endless amount of love and care to the impoverished communities around Hualien, and also from volunteers in China who join us today. Today, first of all, I would like to share my appreciation to the brothers and sisters of Kaohsiung who has given me a great honor. So I am also a fellow of the U.S. Inventors Association, and I would like to encourage innovation, especially innovations that will help people's lives, like malignant brain tumors. Is there finding new ways to treat them? So in 2001, when we that year, we have started the study program. So 20 years has passed, we have seen some new hopes in our treatment approach. And when COVID-19 started, when Master was truly worried, she has mentioned and instructed us that certain herbs previously were used to ward off the pandemic, and let's see if they have some effect on the today. So I gathered a group of people who joined in and created the Jingsi herbal tea using herbal medications, which are commonly found in the Chinese herbal medicine cabinets. And this is based on the common medicine that's been used in generations. And so in general, it has no bad side effects. And through some basic studies, we have found that the extracts, herbal extracts, whether it is ingested or drops, or even in our roll pens, it has significant effect in preventing virus from entering our cells, attaching to our cells, whether it is in our mouth, in our respiratory tract, or in our digestive tracts. This medicine has acted as a barrier preventing virus attachment. And even when the virus does attach, it prevents the virus from being taken up into the cell, as well as reducing viral replication within the cell. So we have seen some notable targets that has prevented viral transmission. A lot of the Western medicine we've seen so far has only prevented virus from attaching, but this herbal tea has multiple target and has worked in multiple different cell groups. So the Jade Award that was awarded to the Hualien Medical Center, and I am just a representative of the medical center. So the person that's truly deserving of this award is our master who had this inspiration to find a cure in herbal medications. And because now, because it has found significant effects against COVID-19, a lot of them were embarrassed to ask Master to come get the award, so they've asked me to represent her. So for everyone who has benefited, we have to keep in mind that this is wisdom of Master. And she briefly mentioned it, but that we have to take in her words and develop it. So everyone, it is not my honor to create or to lead the team, but rather we just follow orders from Master. And as disciples of the Master, we must take that into heart. Following Master's directions, whatever Master Zhenyan wants us to do, asks us to do, we must follow to heart. So as we can see in the skit earlier, that even after adopting a vegetarian diet, immediately they change. They even look younger and healthier. So not just their brain, they're also their heart, even their body. And as I am already entered into the senior category, many people kind of jokingly say that I've been getting stem cell injections because I still look so young. But the secret is just follow Master's directions. Listen, and we will listen and act, and we will be looking young as well. So a little history about Hualien. Hualien has usually been a impoverished areas where people don't usually travel to. Now today is in these past couple of days been a special day. It is because this is also when Shakyamuni Buddha attained enlightenment. So what is the purpose of attaining enlightenment? That is to promote Buddhism, to promote the Dharma in the human realm. And as we take in the Dharma, following the Dharma teachings, then we will not have any worries or let go of our worries and we'll definitely look younger. So we talked about preventive medicine. And just like the Jingsi herbal tea, and these are part of the preventive medicine. Now, some of the patients have jokingly said that, oh, why don't we just take some antimicrobials every day, and that way we can sanitize ourselves. Well, obviously we know that sanitizers are not edible, right? Because it kills off everything. Now, viruses are typically enveloped in oily film. And why does the herbal medicine have a special effect? Because these medicine have ingredients in there that will destroy the lipid layers and destroy the oily layers. And without the oily layers, viruses have a difficult time attaching to cells and entering cells and prevents viral replication within cells. So So a lot of people who have returned are spending 14 days in quarantine, spending 14 days in isolation in quarantine. And they should use these 14 days to drink these herbal teas, and I could help them and prevent them from getting infected. As we share with our Tzu volunteers that as you get off the plane or in your hotel, please use these herbal tea to help to protect yourselves. As we start to see local trend of Omicron virus or Omicron variants, it is very important for us to protect ourselves with these herbal drinks. I myself used to drop more, so I use a couple of drops when I get home or when I'm in close space. And we can see some significant effects in protecting ourselves from the pandemic. So what Master wanted us is for all the Tzu volunteers to be safe, and not only to keep ourselves safe with the Jingsi herbal tea and drops, but also to help other people who are suffering from the pandemic, from the virus, to help them recover. So as we've seen that in the first, if you have used the medication in the first 4 days, there is notable improvement or notable relief in the symptoms. So as we see that we have shipped these medicines to Africa because there's a need due to the rampant virus spread in the community. So we have instructed them how to use to video conferences. So after 40, your risk of having cardiovascular diseases, cerebral vascular disease, and cancer greatly increases. And so part of your annual healthcare should include MRI which is to see if there's any abnormalities in your brain or in your stomach, as well as in your heart and lungs. Like myself, I receive MRI every 5 years. These slices, we recommend 256 slices of your heart, just with CT, so we can see if there's any blockages and if we can do early surgery with stents and prevent cardiovascular disease, as well as a quick scan of your lungs to see if there's any nodules, any abnormalities in the area. And if they do find something, we can use endoscopic surgery with a small incision, small opening. Usually you're in the hospital for a day or two, but you're able to be discharged and recover fully within this short amount of time. Now, our abdominal MRI, that is to see if there's any tumors, any growth in your liver, your spleen, and your internal organs. And this usually takes about an hour and may require some contrast. So these 3 tests can help us detect early abnormalities. And you don't have to do it all at once. So usually do it one of these per year, and then the 4th year maybe do a colonoscopy so that we can see early if anything that we need to intervene. So as you can see, this is a lung section. This is the liver tumor. Now, as you get older, besides the cardiovascular diseases, there's also the risk of osteoporosis. So it's important we do a bone density test. And if there's any medication, well, we have found that Prolia injections we have been helpful in preventing bone loss. So are there any medication to help grow bone? Well, there's some new medications that you get injection once a month, and that can help bone regenerate. Specialties and medication in the medical care. So people have known that if they have difficulty with walking or having difficulty receiving comprehensive care, they will all come to Hualien Medical Center, because we have a group of doctors dedicated to helping patients there. And as well as we see in the medical exhibition, we have presented the herbal medicine, which helps to provide care from inside and out. So as we can see, these herbal tea, we have not only be effective against COVID-19, but also see effects in lung cancer, or even in degenerative diseases such as Parkinson's diseases. We have seen that it can activate stem cells. But the most importantly is to make sure that they have good nutrition. So that's why we promote vegetarian diet. Now, many people ask that by eating a vegetarian diet, do you have enough protein intake? Now, we can take in enough protein through soy, through nuts. The important thing is have a balanced diet. So we have a group of nutritionists in a hospital who will provide you with a balanced meal, a vegetarian meal. So like Master said, that what is most important to promote vegetarianism, that is number one, to do it yourself. And if people see how well you're doing with vegetarian diet, then they will sure follow and be convinced as well. So our vice superintendent, Lo, who's the interiorologist, every week he would share some nutritional facts and how to take in the proper amount of nutrients from vegetarian diet. And there's also the patient therapy as well as a rehab team who share about helping people recover the chance to walk. And nowadays we have the technology. We team up with local telecom companies to provide medicine across virtual consultations to provide medical advices. So they no longer have to travel the distances. And in addition, we are teamed with immune therapy, T-cell therapy, to help with cancer and cancer relapse. And there is an active ingredient in the Jinsi drink who has the ability to activate T cells. And there was actually about 2 ingredients in there that could activate about 90%, that could take up 90% of cancer cells. So I can't share with you which 2 ingredients because we're still trying to apply for a patent, but soon you will know. So whether it's trauma or stroke or brain damages, if you're suffering with these complications, we have a very comprehensive Eastern medical care team that will help with rehabilitation as well as in treatment. Nowadays, there are stem cell injections or stem cell therapies and also microchip implantations who can help to stimulate the nerves and recover mobile dexterity. So this is the first case of stem cell injection into the spine, and we have seen that this patient was able to get up and regain the ability to walk. And before, she was completely bedridden. And now that you can see that she's able to move her legs. Now, in the brain, many times it's not just one complications. There could be some microvascular degenerations or changes, and we see multiple complications, multiple diseases that happen together. As we can see in this scan right here, there's dopamine pooling in those red spots. And with immune therapy or stem cell therapy, we can see some notable results. Like from this example, Papa Yang, who had 4 brain issues and was almost unconscious, who was transferred from Kaohsiung to the Hualien hospitals. As we can see, after regaining his bodily functions, he joined in the recycling team to help recycle and also reuse goods, protect the earth. And he has even taken his time to dance, to sing as well. So I'm very grateful to see them today. Now, there are multiple treatment modalities for cancer therapies. In Hualien Medical Center, we have all the same center of care for everyone. But in addition, we also have oncolytic virus viral therapies, which was created just to destroy cancer cells. This is almost nowhere to be found in other worlds. But we have this therapy, this treatment modality in Hualien. Now, of course, we're not using COVID-19 coronavirus. We are using herpetic vaccine as the vector to help the treatment. Like for example, this one is having colorectal cancer. 4 years after the surgery, we have seen metastasis in the liver and in the lungs. After injecting the oncolytic virus, we have seen the index numbers dropping significantly. And now, even 2 years later, he is still alive and well. So we have seen multiple treatment combinations, whether it is A, B, or C, all together to help provide them with a more comprehensive care. Now, as you can see this picture, the doctor looked a little too thin, a little too sickly, and the patient seemed to be in the healthier state. Now, from this picture here, we can see large sections of the tumor starting to dissolve, starting to lyse, because these have all been infected with the virus. And on the bottom, you can see more intact cells because that's where the oncolytic virus have not infiltrated yet. There's also T cell therapies that we help to reactivate, whether it is different type of whether the type of T cells that were harvested. We have also created many different types to meet the needs. Now, this is more of a combination therapy from this case, who has surgery 3 times in China. And we can see a significant large tumor in the right hemisphere of his brain. Now, because he's a Tzu volunteer, he came to the Hualien Tzu Hospital, so where we injected the wafer, which is the new medication that we extracted from dangui, which is a herbal ingredient. We injected high concentration, about 6 pieces of this wafer. Into the brain, into the site. Even though this is a synthetic medication, but it is synthesized to mimic the an active ingredient in dangui. And we can see 11 days after the surgery, he's able to walk. Now, 2 years later, you can still see him wearing the Tzu uniform and with everyone, with his family, wishing everyone a happy New Year. So there's multiple different types of treatments. And even without using the oncolytic virus, he regained significant function and reduced his brain tumor. So this is the second day visiting him after surgery. And the second day after the surgery is where I visit him. I can see he has been very, he has clear mental clarity, as well as able to move his legs and feet. And 3 months later, he can walk well. So we can see the benefit of combining or journeying together Western Eastern medicine and to provide a comprehensive care for all the patients. So Superintendent Chow wrote a book, and it's a very popular book. So a lot of our staff are saying that, oh, maybe I should write one as well. I've been asking me to write one. So I wrote a book as well to share about how Master Zhen Yan traveled across the mountains to settle in Hualien, and how she's able to muster everyone to cross the mountains to be in Hualien. And since it's the eastern part of Taiwan, is where as the sun comes up from the ocean, that's where the light hits. So where this book was. That's how this book was named. How that the light from the sun will be the first place reaches first in the east side, and how that light will shine through the hospitals to help the communities in the Hualien. As we can see, the life expectancies in Hualien previously was estimated to be 5 years shorter than average, and in particular in the Aborigines populations, less than 8 years is 8 years less. So it has shocked me, and that's inspired me to write this book to outline the difficulty in obtaining proper medical care for the communities in Hualien. Now, I am very grateful that it has sold more than 20,000 copies. So then the publisher asked me again to write another book. So that's become my second book, which is asking people, reporting on people who are able to wake up and were able to walk after major brain surgery. And that has almost been like a nonstop thing. Every time there's a book become popular, they asked me to write another one. So ultimately came to my most recent book, A Light in the East. Now, as we can see that Master Zhen has been in deep worries these past year because of the virus. So we have been asking people to help by either besides collecting donations, but also asking them to join the vegetarian diet. As we can see, for example, the protein powders, the Jingsi protein powders, it has significant amount of protein in one serving. There's 16 grams of protein, which is much higher than milk and eggs. And the rest you can supplement with soy, nuts, and it's even more nutritious than eggs and milk. So we don't need to worry particularly about lack of or insufficient protein intake by eating a vegetarian diet. Now back to the virus. As you can see, virus it's a very, very small oily particle that's not visible to the eye. So as we can see that usually virus will have a spike protein which binds to the cellular receptors, which that it grabs onto, and in the Jingsi herbal drink, it prevents this protein receptor from binding to the cell receptors. And so far, we have no seen side effects from this medication. So I'm very grateful for Master Zhen Yan for asking everyone to develop. Now, at the same time, we can see that it has anti-cancer, anti-aging properties as well. So, when you have the time, remember to take it, to drink it, and you can use the drops, and you can get it in the bookshop.
in a very short period of time, Dr. Lin gave us very good presentation. And one of the volunteer from Tainan can use ginseng herbal tea cure not only also the flus. The virus is temporary. The love from Dr. Lin is forever. Volunteer from Kunming said, Dr. Lin's mind is happy, look young. We really appreciate the Superintendent Lin. And for the Jinsei bookstore, the roller, the concentrated liquid. Remember, VP Lin said she used concentrated prescription. It's good for sleep. So it's 2100 NT per package. And we have an additional gift of the milk, soy milk powder. Today, let us stand the Shijing Hospital at Hualien. Not only the people in Taiwan, but the people from the world, they want to come to visit the Shijing Hospital at Hualien. And using the cloud technology, the Shijing Hospital at Hualien really draw everybody's world people's attention. We really appreciate Dr. Lai said because of our schedule, and he will do the presentation next week.
你下个星期再分享好不好？他二话不说就说好。中府，请你起立，让我们用掌声来感恩他的礼让哈。
Every Sunday
守护健康一点零，下个礼拜就会有
afternoon, there's some movies from the ITV.
记得1月16号每周日下午
And
33分，晚上8点，请看
Teacher Jiang Xing is very well known
这个漫长的告别，可能你看了以后跟
intellectual.
有关系哈，所以在这个部分可以帮帮。还有蒋勋老师是我们非常喜欢的，我
So Jinsei herb tea
所以 thank you 微笑
is a package, and we have some additional gifts.
感恩跟祝福哈。好，阅读近视品味近视，我们来看一下。真的，近视本草地录，今天我们高雄更有这样的一个4项的组合，并且加赠2份的好礼哈。
There are 3 precious things in Jinsei. In the morning, we use herb dew. We have the Jinsei soaping powder. And we have the Jinsei strength, and we have the Jinsei
刚才大力粉其实就是近视力能调养术，这个部分有 无糖的，也有糖的。有些人如果不想吃有糖的，你可以选择无糖的。我们也是每天享用的哈。
We have new Jinsu gift, and for the next week, the CEO of New Jersey.
也是在今年我们农历年推出的，希望大家自用送人2项饮。总之，强党预告
And
告诉大家了。
principal of Shijing University will share with us.
口流团队慈金师姐，还有呢我们的秋玉师姐，
So during the
我们连线嘉宾。那下个星期呢会跟我们分享的是
Chinese New Year, we have some time off.
我们敬请期待哈。所以大家有没有看到，我们春节有放2天，第3次的话是我们跨区跨国的云端同学会哈。那农历年过后，就马上呢就是我们
Really appreciate
雅里会到我们的主场来哈。所以我们
say bye to our
都跟我们连线
teacher.
我喜欢和你在一起，因为你有正能量，只有
And please leave your feedback to us.
非常感恩，现在大家请挥手跟我们的导师以及
Thank you.
云端的好朋友再见，帮我们按赞转分享，按赞转分享，可以继续留言，感恩大家，感恩，谢谢。好，麻烦院长跟实业家跟着我到2楼好吗？院长跟实业家们是好是。高雄线上读书会直播现在开始，为什么可以这么大声的说出这样的话？因为这是一个跨区跨国250位团队为大家合作，我们现在在加入笔译团队，一共有超过300人的。好，我们看一下日本的笔译团队，南诗颖老师还有曾国成以及杨志宏师兄、米三翠师姐跟静慧师姐哈。台湾团队，我们感恩台北的直英、台中的小平、新北的黑川专子、台中的吴纯清，以台中的赖美瑜跟台北的江爱宝，更感恩泰国的锦淑、台北的左游师兄邵光、秋玉师姐、郑彩欣师姐、一红、小倩、佩香。今天为你
哇，今天节目真的是好棒！
团队感恩慧玲师姐，
大家好棒，谢谢。
哎，Betty 也是好棒。感恩你们，感恩，感恩，感恩现场的团队。
接下来就是第1次上线的粤语的，香港的明光、马来西亚的文中、香港的玉芳、香港的舒涵、马来西亚的红颖、马来西亚的美珍以及加拿大的敏玲哈，缅甸团队苏金国、雷金兰、林佳慧、秀智师姐部分哈。那每一次一开始的时候，就跟大家分享一下团队的一个善效应。
谢师兄辛苦了哦，谢师兄啊！
我们善效应在那个时候，
我说你们好棒，谢师兄。
好，大家都很棒。
你太辛苦了哇，这么戴多重帽子，对，
太棒了。
耳结，
好，就是紧张1个礼拜，不必2个礼拜。
哇，好棒！超级棒，超级棒！今天的节目超级棒，哇！有院长，
实际花莲议员，实际花莲院做了很多，
有院长，真的是太棒了，
感恩，谢谢。
我们让大家知道，实际院花莲议员很棒，全世界的人知道。
太赞了！
谢谢，感
恩，
新年快乐，大家！
感恩院长，感恩美云老师，感恩团队，
团队，
感恩哦，
好，感恩大家，
好热闹，
感恩，
大家新年快乐，感恩，拜拜，
大家新年快乐，好，感恩，拜拜，
拜拜，
祝福大家晚安哦，好，晚安，
晚安。
祝福大家一切平安，一切顺心，一切吉祥，一切圆满，一切美好。来，2022年我们都像微光，也就是像萤火虫一样发出微光力量，并且呢，你看一直往前，一直往前进哈。那大家有没有看到我们大爱电视台？先给用掌声来祝福我们的大爱电视台。大爱 爱电视台从2022年你开始，有没有发现它有很多的一个微调跟调整呢？其中有没有看到我们蒋勋老师的课程？我相信很多人对于蒋勋老师来讲是非常崇仰的，而在2022年的。他几乎每天有没有看大爱电视？星期一到星期天早上的10点，还有加上呢，就是晚上的10点半，都只有12分钟哦，跟人间菩提一样。如果您以前错过老师的很多的一个节目的时候，我们大爱电视这一次非常用心，制作人是李心媛师姐，她。非常用心呢，听了很多，看了很多，整理很多的一个资料，跟他们的大爱电视的一个团队去制作这个静美好。那首先呢，先推出的是蒋勋谈绘画，是绘画这个部分，可是往后会有更多无论是艺术啊、陶瓷各部分，我相信。喜欢蒋勋的老师的人，如果你以前是不认识他的，那你可以从这个时候来开始认识。如果你之前就非常爱他的，我们相信